All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakodash, giving double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Shalom to the hopefully elect, and shalom to all the brothers out here laboring in this truth with sincerity, and shalom to the few sisters that watch. It's your brother Radaj just coming back with a quick lesson based off a post that I seen from the brother Shopper of the 12. It was a post that he put up probably, I think it was probably like 3 days ago, 4 days ago, but I wasn't able to go into it. But it was a spirit because I was scrolling on Instagram and I ran across this particular video of this Jake, this Benjamite that went to jail, elderly Benjamite, must I add, that went to jail based on, him so-called, torturing an animal or something that was stealing his fruit. But then I saw this post. It says, man shot dead by police after a report of stolen fruit. So it was kind of, it was a spirit, that this came up, man. So, without further ado, we're going to get into some scriptures, not many, and we're going to, watch a couple videos. And with that being said, we'll get into a couple videos. I'll show the video of Jake first, and then I'll go into the older Benjamite gentleman. So we'll watch the video on Jake.
There's growing outrage tonight in New Rochelle, all stemming from this incident caught on police body cam footage. It shows the moments before Gerald Garris was shot by police on July 3rd. He later died from his injuries. Officers have been trying to arrest the 37-year-old after Garris was accused of stealing fruit from a grocery store.
And as Richard Giacova shows us tonight, the state attorney general's office is investigating as the call for all of the body cam footage to be released grows.
It's been 9 days, 9 long days of sitting on the street corner at the entrance to the neighborhood supermarket that is now shut down.
We're sitting in front of this store because of the weaponization of police in our own community from a store that we patronize.
Family and friends of Gerald Garris will not stop until they get that justice. They have been demanding accountability from the New Rochelle Police Department after cops shot the 37-year-old outside the New Rochelle Farm supermarket on North Avenue last week. He had been in a coma and died last night.
Something needs to be done. It just can't get swept underneath the rug.
Police responded to a call at the supermarket last Monday that someone was stealing food. According to cops, the store owner said the man was becoming a threat and eating food he hadn't paid for.
We just had a phone call that's something that you were inside the store and you ate some items. Is that true? Not true?
Body cam video released by New Rochelle police shows a female officer approach Garris across the street from the store. A few seconds later, he resists arrest.
Taser him.
Police say Garris reached for an officer's gun, and that's when a detective on scene fired his weapon. But the body cam video cuts out, never showing the actual shooting.
Your life matter. Everybody's life matter. Why should somebody get killed for a banana? For a banana.
New Rochelle Mayor Noam Branson called the incident a trauma for the whole community, one that raises a, quote, range of questions and concerns.
We're looking for swift and expedited charges towards the officers who showed the most aggression and the officers that killed Brother Gerald Garris.
Other than placing 3 of their officers on administrative leave, New Rochelle police have not released any other statement. This investigation is now being handled by state police and the New York Attorney General. As for Jarrell's family and friends, they're going to be out here for as long as it takes until they get justice for Jarrell. Marches and rallies are planned for the rest of the week and into the weekend. We're in New Rochelle. Richard Giacobas, Fox 5 News.
All right, you see your that's the video on Jake. So we'll go to the scriptures now. We'll get the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, of course. And we'll go to verse 65. it says, the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 65, it says, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy feet, of thy foot have rest. So, this is not our place of rest, man. No matter what you do, all the brothers, feel this way, man. Whether you're in this truth or not, man, you constantly feel the pressures of being in this society, man, and especially within this truth, man, because we actually know what's going on, unlike the rest of these jakes in the world is just living their lives, thinking that they have control over their lives. They have no clue. It says, but the Lord Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing eyes and sorrow of mind. So no matter what you do, you won't have rest in this place. Like they blasted Jake, for so-called stealing fruit. And we'll see the contrast, we're going to repair and kind of contrast between what happened to this Jake and what happened to the older Benjamite brother. And it says, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. So we see that, the scriptures say it plain as day, man. So now we'll get into this article and get into the video of what happened to this Benjamite brother. It says, Florida man arrested for setting raccoon on fire after stealing his mangoes. So you'll see how they treated the Jake for the raccoon stealing his mangoes versus how they treated the Jake for stealing, so-called stealing a banana, man. They blasted Jake and actually took his life, for some fruit. But, they had sympathy for this raccoon, man. You can't make this stuff up, man. So, without further ado, we'll get into this video.
Setting a raccoon on fire.
Yeah, he tried to explain himself as he walked out of jail. Take a listen to this.
88-year-old, first time I ever have to go to jail. I never thought about killing nobody in my lifetime. No man, no woman, no kid.
Just a raccoon, says Ezra James, who after posting his $2,000 bond describes planning to kill the animal for eating his mangoes. And he says to prevent it from biting him and giving him rabies.
I throw some gasoline on him and draw a match.
James says he set the raccoon on fire after catching it with a metal trap in his front yard. The 88-year-old saying a neighbor saw it and called the police. He still seems upset she did that.
She's a wicked woman.
James is originally from Jamaica and says he did not know that authorities would have humanely euthanized the raccoon. When police arrived at 10 o'clock Thursday morning, James,
The man in Central Florida accused of setting a raccoon on
watched an officer shoot the raccoon to put it out of its misery.
2 shots and kill a raccoon.
He may now have to explain his actions to some disturbed neighbors.
I would never believed he would have done that.
James and Nancy Gillib and neighbors.
All right, and you see that Edomite lady, right?
Because God don't want us to do stuff like this.
I'm not going to catch no more.
You see the outlandish statement that she
Watched
makes.
an officer shoot the
if that was
raccoon to put it out.
If that was a so-called Jake that had been blasted in the streets, she would care less about him. But she cares more about this raccoon than she does Jake, man. All right, so let's see what this Nancy Gill has to say.
Raccoon to put it out of its misery.
2 shots and kill a raccoon.
He may now have to explain his actions to some disturbed neighbors.
I would never believed he would have done that.
James and Nancy Gill have been neighbors for 20 years.
I sure hope he thinks about it because God don't want us to do stuff like this.
I'm not going to catch no more because I learned my lesson.
So you won't set another raccoon on fire?
No, I done with that.
What you really need to do is call and have somebody come and get him. Not do what he did.
Watched an officer shoot the raccoon to put it out of its misery.
All right, man. So you see the comparison of how they treated Jake and how they treated this raccoon, man. It's crazy. So let's drop down to verse 50. It says this is regarding the Benjamite brother. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 50. It says, a nation of fierce countenance shall not regard the person of old and show favor to the young. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed. You know, so as that, man, we see it, you know, so we see how the difference in how Jake is being treated and how they treated this actual animal, man. You know, the animal gets more, is shown more love, so to speak, than this raccoon. I mean, Salakia, than Jake. And I know I'm spelling this wrong, man. Salakia. Micah. What am I doing? Salakia. Chapter 2. Come on, Jake. What are you doing? Salakia. Man. Come on, man. It shouldn't be this hard. Now, Salakia. All right, this is the book of Micah chapter 2, and we'll drop down to verse 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword destruction. So, you know, hey man, this Babylon the Great is not our rest. As you see every day, the how much Jake is destroyed out here. You know, Eve is destroyed. You know, making songs about your booty hole brown, and hey man, these people are not gonna have any respect for you, which they're not gonna have respect for you anyway. But you had the other nations watching this, and you know, getting a perception about you, man. You know, and we could see based on the actions of this Eve that went over to Dubai and got locked up, man. Hey, these people not gonna tolerate this nonsense that Babylon the Great pushes. You know, these people have their own rules and regulations that you know, these people absolutely hate Babylon the Great, aka America, and especially Jake. And if you have a loudmouth woman going over there, hey man, she made their day, man. You know, and the people can care less about her, man. You know, which it serves her right, man. You know, maybe now if she get released, she'll have some you know, but Eve's still gonna be proud, man. She gonna come back to the States talking junk, you know, like she's just been running the show over there. You know, she's not gonna be humble. And Salaki for getting off track. But, you know, regarding the Jake that was shot, man, you know, we'll go to the book of Job, chapter 4 and verse 7. You know, because of course he wasn't innocent. But it was just showing you the difference between Jake, how they feel about Jake, and how they feel about animals, man. You know, they care more about these animals than they do you. But you still have Jakes out here that's fooled, and they're thinking these people really care about them, man. You know. All right, it's book of Job, chapter 4, and verse 7. It says, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, nobody, or where were the righteous cut off? It says, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. So, hey, man, Jake got blasted. He wasn't innocent, you know, but, hey, man, you know, Jake can't win. You either gonna get shot or you either going to jail, man. That's it, you know. So this was just a quick lesson, you know. And with that being said, you know, we want to constantly give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Shalom.